Morning. I've just been sitting in the sun having breakfast before I head to work down the street. But there is something I do want to talk about before I go to work today. And it's more so documentation for myself in terms of this experience, but something's definitely shifting right now. And by the tone of my voice, you can see I'm a bit serious about it. And I'll tell you why. So, yesterday I experienced a day that was unusual for me. Normally my days are pretty light in vibration. They're not dense or have a lot of matter attached to them. And yesterday I flew into Sydney, and it started from the moment I left my house. I had an unusual Uber driver, and then an unusual plane ride, and an unusual collection from the airport, and then it continued to go. And then I had an unusual experience at my Airbnb last night and got out of there pretty damn quick. But the entire day my guides had my awareness centered on protection and being able to protect myself, and trusting and knowing how to protect myself. And while I don't like experiencing days like that, at the same time they're necessary in order for me to be able to it's like they have to highlight them in order for me to make sure that I still got it in terms of being able to protect myself. So that was interesting. The one at my Airbnb rattled me a little bit. But I did my best to stay calm in the process and just get out of there. But I've woken up this morning and the energy in the air has definitely shifted. There's less matter between all of our consciousness, the collective consciousness. And when I say that, what I mean, or how I noticed it today, was I was just sitting here having breakfast and I looked over at someone, made eye contact, and the veil was very fucking thin. And when I say the veil, how do I explain the veil? Usually we interact with people, and if it's someone random on the street, there's a lot of matter in between both of us. I hold a lot of energy, he holds a lot of energy, and therefore that matter keeps our consciousnesses disconnected from each other. And so when I sat here today and I looked over at the person, there was not a lot of matter that was sitting between our energy fields, and I could feel that. I looked at her and there was a consciousness connection within a matter of seconds. And usually, or in the past timelines, etc., the matter between what I feel energetically and what she feels energetically blocks us from being able to consciously connect. But what it seems like is that it's starting to dissolve, because it's been happening to me a little bit. It happens to me very often in Bali. It's just a different environment there. I would say that people are probably more consciously awake, but in all the same breath, they have less matter in terms of density, in terms of their environment. The way our world is structured in Australia is very different. to the way and the way of life in Bali. It's very different. So you can see one way is very dense, which is the Melbourne or Australia or whatever way, and Balinese way is very surrendered, is the only way to put it, to be honest, or the way I want to put it. But we've just entered eclipse season in Leo, which is my sign. And with that, there is a lot of personal shifting that's going to come up for a lot of us. A lot of timelines are going to be expiring. A lot of ways of identifying self will expire. And I also got a download yesterday of it's my bag. Of like consciousness A, which is my current consciousness, let's just say. Current consciousness A and reality A being online. But as like times like this happen, in terms of solar eclipse, and the energy transits, our states of consciousness evolve. And so while I've got consciousness A and reality A running, that is my current program as such, mentally and physically. There is a transition where consciousness B and reality B renders itself and comes online, and then there's an overlap. So both of them run parallel for a period of time until consciousness B dissolves all of consciousness A, and then it continues to go like that. A and B, we don't have to go beyond A and B right now. It's what continuously happens within our consciousness as we evolve. And so, yeah, yesterday was a very weird experience for me. But I also can recognise with everything that's happening collectively, in conjunction with my own experience, that things will be highlighted for me to identify as expiring systems that I can acknowledge being turned off, or that I can acknowledge dissolving myself. And then there's things obviously that I want to keep. Whether that be relationships, experiences, ways of being, things that I do for people, anything, doesn't matter. Things that have done for me, etc. It's just dissolving the parts of self that can't be identified as true for you as you evolve through your own consciousness, but also through your own experience. This bird just really wants my breakfast. You do. Wait. I scared him. Yeah. I tried to feed him. He didn't want it. He'll come back. It was just bad on my plate. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. I'm surprised my iPhone actually let me record this long. But I better head to work. And continue regulating whatever happened to me yesterday. But anyway, peace, love, harmony. Make sure you're protecting yourself every day. One really good tip or way to protect your energy field when you go out into public, or just in general when I get out of bed, is I will take a really deep breath in and then visualize blue, what would you like to call it? I don't want to say smoke, like a blue mist, basically, coming out of my nose or out of my breath and circling over my entire body until it completes a bubble. And that generally protects me for the day. And I also speak to my guides and ask for protection when I need it too, like I did last night. Anyway, peace, love, harmony, protect yourself. Stay hydrated. And enjoy the eclipse.